Hello everyone, welcome back to Level Up NJ. And today we are going to solve the under problem of LeetCode 150. So the question we are going to attend in this question, the greedy approach, which is very well known, is used. So before get into the coding part and question things, uh, I want to provide you the helicopter view about the greedy approach, how it works, what exactly it is, and many more things. So before get into these parts, let's understand the greedy algorithm, what exactly it is. So and in this video I'll be make sure like you will be getting the more value in less time. So let's get into. So now let's understand what is greedy algorithm. So as with the definition, the greedy algorithm is all about making the best choice at each step without worrying about the future. Yeah, this is all about the greedy algorithm. But now let's understand and deep dive within the definition. So what actually the greedy algorithm? So greedy algorithm, as its name says, the greediness. Greediness means, man, at a particular instance, you always think about the best choice in short term without thinking about the long term and hoping the best overall solution about any problem. So, as per the definition, like making and choosing the best at each step. So, this is all about the greedy algorithm definition. Now, for better understanding, let's deep dive in example cases where we'll get the holistic views about the greedy algorithm. So, real life examples of the greedy algorithm. So, first, for example, first one is let's take an example of pizza. Imagine just you are sharing a pizza with your friends, and every time it's your turn, and you pick the slice with the most toppings. That's a great decision. As I talked about the greediness, in every question you found the objective. So, for that example, like if you want to get the most toppings, this is the objective of a problem. You want to get the most toppings for that. This is the objective for that. Every time when it's your turn, you pick the slice with the most toppings. So this is the great discussion. This is the simple examples because for that particular time, the objective is you want to get the most toppings, and for that you make a decision. Every your turn, you choose the slice having the most toppings. So this is the one of the example. Now let's think about the second example. So for example, if you want to travel A to B places, and for example the distance is about like for example 500 kilometer, and you want to go A to B. So now what is the solution you have? So what kind of solution you have? So either you can walk, either you can drive a bike, either you can get a bus, a train, a airplane. So these kind of solutions you have. Now, if there is a constraint, so the solution we have discussed about for go A to B. Now you have a constraint like you have to reach there within a specific time. For example, let's say 10 hours. So you have to cover the distance 500 kilometers in 10 hours. Now, what kind of feasible solution you have? Because you can't walk like 500 kilometer within a even if you can, but within a specific time period. If you have kind of constraints like 10 hours, you have to reach there. So you don't go there by just walking. And the second solution, bike is not feasible. And you have only the three solution. Like first one is via train, via bus, and the via airline. Okay, so you have kind of three feasible solution based on the constraints. This is the problem. Now let's add the objective, because there is no objective right now. Because when we have the objective, there will be the greedy algorithm. So what now? Just add an objective. You have to reach A to B in 10 hours and in minimum cost. So the objective is to reach there within a minimum cost. Now, whenever we think about the greedy algorithm, the greedy approach about any problem, we always think about the optimal solution. So now we have a for the regarding this question, we have an objective to reach A to B in minimum cost. Now, just think about just we have three of feasible solution. So one of them is optimal. So three of them, which solution has the minimum cost? Exactly, train has the minimum cost because again, maybe costly, airlines is all is just costly. So you are the only solution. So whenever we try to attempt a question, any problem, with this approach, we always think about the optimal solution, and we will end up with the optimal one. This is all about the example cases, and with the help of you will have a better understanding about the greedy algorithm. Now let's understand the technical form of greedy algorithm. Okay, so this is the kind of insights from the greedy algorithm. First one is focus on local decisions. Now, the greedy algorithm succeeds when taking the best choice right now naturally leads to the best overall results. So, this is the one of the insights whenever you try to attempt any problem which is used in with the help of greedy algorithm. So first thing is, as per the definition we understand about that, the best choice at that specific time. You don't think about uh, the next step, the next thing. You just think about the best approach for the short time and hoping the best overall result. And the second, track a key metric. We should keep in mind while solving a problem. So in most problems, there's a key variable like max reach, profit, or total that helps you track the progress. Always update this wisely. So today we are going to solve the problem based on the greedy approach, where I will explain max reach. The third one is sorting often helps. So this is a point. This question is specific when you try to attempt the question like con chain problem, where if you sort the data, so you will get a better decision. Now the fourth one is identify the greedy property. So ask yourself, what is the best choice I can make at the moment? Yeah, this is exactly the, you can say, the conclusion of the greedy algorithm. Every each step you just think about the best choice. This is all about the greedy property. And so if you can define that clearly, greedy might be the right strategy. But some of the cases, it gets failed because of this condition. This is the best thing. This is the pure definition of the greedy algorithm. But some in some cases, it gets failed because of they just think about short term at that particular time. So in some cases it leads to, not optimal solution. This is the steps to solve a problem using greedy. So first thing is identify the goal, or maybe I've talked about the objective. Like what are you maximizing or minimizing? As per the examples, we have discussed about the minimum cost. So the minimum cost was the objective, or maybe the goal. And sort of prioritize data. Often sorting helps in choosing the best option. In some question, it will help you. So keep in mind. The third one is initialize key variables like max reach, profit, and count. So this kind of you can understand about the basic syntax about the greedy algorithm. The first thing is identify the goal. The second thing is just you maybe as per the question sort of just prioritize data. And the third one is just initialize key variables. This is one of the most to do things in greedy approach. And the fourth one is iterate and make the greedy choice. Always pick the best available option. Yeah, in whole greedy approach, we will think about the best available option at that particular time. The fifth is check condition. Stop once you reach your goal. Yeah, when you reach your goal, just stop. So here, I take an example. So this is basically the today's question. So we will understand it's all about the coding part, and then and we will understand and explain this question. So now, and think about the where and why does greedy algorithm work or not. So it works well like in some questions and problems like jump, game, coin changes, activity selection. So if you get the kind of question, you can solve with the help of greedy algorithm this kind of problem if you're getting in any kind of interviews or this kind of stuff. And in some cases, I talked about the fail sometimes problem like the require backtracking multiple paths tip for interviews. So this is the kind of tips for interviews. As you know, like I'm gonna do film interviews and placement seasons are just coming. So let's think about this. So in coding interviews, the key of mastering greedy is to first identify the greedy property, the factor that helps you make the best decision at every step. As I talked about, the objective of the problem. If you understand the problem properly, and if you're able to understand the objective of the problem, on that basis, you're going to get the solution. So yeah, this is the question, jump game. Now let's understand the description. So you are given an integer array num, and you are initially positioned at the array's first index, and each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at the position. So initially, we are on the first index of the array, and each element and are represent your maximum jump length at that position. Okay, I don't know if you can reach the last index or else fast. Otherwise, okay. The most important thing about this question, and let's make example cases. So we have like 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. Okay, true. So explanation is like jump one step from index 2, sorry, jump one step from index 0 to 1, then 3 step to the last index. Okay, then we will reach the last index, and hence we got true. Okay, so as per this question, just think about the objective. What is the objective? What actually the question is asking for? So this is asking like your maximum jump length at that position. Maximum jump. As I've discussed, in most of the career problems, maximizing, minimizing, best, worst, these kind of objective is you will definitely get there. So we will now we know like in this question we are going to use the greedy approach. Okay, so for that, as we discussed, we will take a variable which will store at each point in every instance the best solution, the maximizing jump. We are in this question we will take a variable and we will store at every index the best or maybe the maximum jump length at that position. And based on that, we will attempt this question. So now let's write code. So int max reach, initially it's 0, and we will make a loop which will start from 0, I less than equal to num dot length I plus plus. So if max reach, we will return false. If not, if not, we are updating this max reach dot max for get the maximum steps or jump. So here max reach comma I. So here I is the current element or maybe the current index where we are right now. So we are on ith index, and as per the question, we will jump the value of ith index. So the max reach will be the index and the value of that index. So here nums I, and if so we have max reach. If max reach is greater than equal to the last index, dot length minus 1, then return true, and final we return the false. Now let's try to run it. Okay, now let's understand. This is the question we have, and the first thing we have discussed about the greedy approach. Understand the objective. So here the objective is to get the maximum jump length at that position, and if this reach the last index, then we will return the true or false based on that. So as per, we created a variable which initially 0 and a loop which will iterate through the array. So if I, which is index, greater than equal to message, we will return false. But now let's think about this condition. So we will discuss like every time, and for that particular instance, we just think about the best solution, the maximum reach, the maximum jump. For as per this question, the jump will be from that index, and the value of that index, the sum of that will be the maximum jump. So I plus nums I is the maximum jump for that particular index. So I is the index and nums I is the value, because value is the maximum jump at that position. So we are storing here for every index, and based on the greedy approach, we just always think about the best choose for that particular uh, instance. So here for every ith index, we just think about the maximum reach it can be. And if this is equal to the num dot length, is basically the last, we can get the maximum jump. Either we can get like if the jump is for a particular index, the jump is 4. So either we can move 1, we can move 2, we can move 3 or 4. So that's why if this is beyond or equal to the last index of array, we will return the true. If then now let's think about this condition. If I like greater than equal to max reach, so it's happen where I the index is greater than the max reach, greater than the maximum jump. So we will return the false. And overall, if it's not the based on the condition, we return the false. So this is all about this question. In this question, greedy approach is being used, and in this same video, we just discussed about the greedy approach. I hope you will get definitely the helicopter view about the greedy approach and the techniques. And so yeah, this is all about this video. If you find this video helpful, just like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel.